Yeah, next speaker is Florian, and maybe the question I can ask is there somebody who doesn't know Florian? If not, then maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yes, I will. Is this... All right. Okay, let me start just the timer for myself. All right, hello everyone. Yes, Florian Kaltenberger, most of you know me, but I also have different hats. And so I avoided putting any of them here. So today I'm speaking on behalf of the OpenAirInterface. But I'm a professor here at Eurocom, but right now I'm on sabbatical at Northeastern University. So this is now I'm bringing you back to the technical part after these two more less technical presentations. And it's the compulsory presentation about the recent developments and the roadmap of OAI. So we take this workshop always as an opportunity to update our roadmap, and so I would like to present the new roadmap and the recent developments. And I have to say, so this is basically the effort from the core team at the OpenAirInterface Software Alliance and at Eurocom and some of our partners. But of course, there are always projects, as we've always seen in these workshops, in the presentations and in the demonstrations. There are always works that people that do brilliant work with OpenAirInterface. But as long as they don't come to the table to our meetings regularly, we don't know about them, we can't put them on the roadmap. Okay, so I invite everyone who wants to contribute to OpenAirInterface to come to our meetings. They're open for everyone. The login details are on the wiki. And to present their work there and discuss with the developers how to merge their things back into the main branch of OpenAir. So this is just a reminder of the different project groups that there are. So there's the RAN, there's the core network, there's the group we call operations and maintenance, whose biggest where inside you have the FlexRig and the E2 agent. And then there's also the project group of continuous integration, continuous testing, and continuous deployment. So I'll try to say a few words about all these different project groups. Starting with the radio access network, so that's the one that's easiest for me because that's also my field. I want to start with a product or a platform that is commercialized by NVIDIA, which they call now ARC OTA. So Aerial Research, Aerial RAN Collab over the air. So that's a product that uses the NVIDIA Layer 1 acceleration, which they call Aerial, together with OpenAir Layer 2 and above. And so they are now at release 1.5. And what the 2 points I want to highlight here is that with this platform, we were able to first show the 4-layer MIMO downlink end-to-end. And you can see that on the right here. So I'm sorry, all be smart, but your speed record has been broken. Until now, Always Smart was always the one who was holding the speed record, the downlink speed record for OpenAir. Now folks at NVIDIA using 4-layer MIMO downlink managed to get up to 1 gigabit of downlink speed. And the other thing I want to highlight here that this platform now also works with the NVIDIA Grace Hopper chip. So that's a system on chip that integrates ARM cores as well as GPUs, and so you can run the whole thing on a Grace Hopper platform. All right. Then the other things is that we actually wanted to have done by this workshop is the F1 handover. But according to Robert, now we're really close to merging that back. So it has been, so the merge request is there, the branch is there. It has been validated with Quectel in both TDD and FDD. The handover can be triggered manually using Telnet and also automatically by configuring this A3 event. And so there's just a few cleanup things to be done. And if Robert wouldn't have taken his vacation during the workshop, I think it would be, no offense, would be done by now. All right, FR2, I don't need to say much because Raymond presented all of that. Sidelink, you have also seen the presentation from Matthias, that Sidelink is in the process of being merged. So one part, the broadcast and synchronization channel has been merged already, and other things are going to come soon. We also worked a lot on FAPI and NFAPI. So this is also the interface, by the way, that we use with NVIDIA Aerial. And now we have reactivated basically the OAI PNF and the OAI VNF, or you can also call them the OAI DU low and DU high, that are connected over NFAPI. And this is in preparation for another project where we're trying to integrate the OAI DU low with the DU high from the ORAN software community. Redisys, yes, thank you. All right, I'm not going to talk about NTN because there's a special session on NTN coming up, so I'm sure all of this will be talked about there. I want to highlight a little bit here the UE. So there has been quite a lot of effort going into the UE recently, and you will see in a minute that now we have even developed a roadmap specifically for the UE. So the OAI UE has been there for a long time. Many of you are using it either through RF simulator, you can use it over the air with the OAI G0B or with the NVIDIA ARC platform. Now we can also use it with a third-party G0B. So in fact, there's a demonstration today from Laurent who will show interoperability of the OAI UE with a Nokia G0B. So I invite you to check out the demo afterwards. And there's more use cases, and we've seen some of them yesterday in the keynote. So the OAI UE is also important for everything digital twin. So if you build a digital twin like Ericsson, then you need the virtualized UE as well. And so Ericsson is one example, and the other example that Tommaso also mentioned yesterday is Colosseum, which is one of the power platforms at Northeastern. So we have been working on the UE recently a lot, mainly Francesco here, thanks to Francesco. On the code cleanup and stability, so working on the interface between the PHY and the Mac. There were the focus now has been on cleaning up and improving the layer 2 and above. So all the procedures to maintain a connection or to re-establish a connection in case you lose the connection. RC setup, reconfiguration, re-establishment, so that has been improved significantly now. There's also improvements in power management, automatic gain control, uplink power control, and calibration. And it's being updated almost every sprint, every week. So I invite you to follow this on the feature set. All right, looking forward, what we're planning the next year for the RAN is, also we're in quarter 3, so there's actually the very first line is done already as well, handling multiple RUs per DU. 4-layer MIMO is also there. 2-step RUTCH is in the process of merging, F1 handover, quality of our scheduler. NTN, N2 handover is coming, and short data transmissions. A little bit later this year, we want to merge in the NRPPA, so that's the protocol for the that you need for localization. There was a demo on this yesterday. For the moment, it's still in a branch, so it's going to be merged in. Sidelink, RAN slicing, and as we've seen, beamforming for FR2 is coming as well. We also want to include XN handover. So in fact, there are 3 flavors of handover, F1, N2, and XN. Multi-UE bandwidth handling, NTN LEO support, IAB. And then looking further, so you see it's the further we go, the more thinner the roadmap gets. But what we really want as well is support for massive MIMO. So being able to support category B radio units with 32, 64, 128 antennas that allows you to do massive MIMO. And here, as promised, the UE roadmap. So we're going to continue working on the connection control. We want to include multiple PDU sessions, an AT command interface. And we're also working on combining multiple UEs in a single process. So to be able to, in a digital twin, for example, to simulate multiple UEs in a single process, because there are many functions that can be mutualized between multiple UEs. And we want to, the focus now will also be on improving the layer 1 of the OAI UE, so that we get close to the performance that we can also see with commercial UEs. And we want to improve include handover and further KPI improvements. All right, the core network is not my specialty, so I'm just quickly summarizing a few highlights. So we have now the localization management function, which was also demonstrated yesterday, that has been released. It supports NRPPA, and it supports very basic positioning algorithms, and it has the possibility to plug in other positioning algorithms as well. So by changing the library, there's an API to plug in your own positioning algorithms. There's new quality of service support for the data plane, and the UPF has been rewritten using extended Berkeley packet filter. And a lot of other performance improvements have been done in the core network project, simplifying the code base and making it more stable and robust. So this is the roadmap for the core network. So we'll see more improvements on the QoS support, more improvements on the UDSF, NEF, and other core network functions. All right, operations and maintenance. So the main component here is the FlexRig. So FlexRig is both E2 agent, which is the part that sits in the RAN. So that in the RAN, in the CU, and the DU. So that talks with the rig, and FlexRig also has a rig itself, but the E2 agent can also talk to the OSC rig. So both is possible. And there have been updates recently, especially on the support of the CU-DU split, and there have been updates to the different service models in the FlexRig as well. And especially, I want to highlight here the Spring of Code. So that was an event that happened in the spring, where it was more or less a hackathon, where people were contributing to the different service models in the FlexRig, and some of which are now flowing back into the project. All right. So here's the roadmap for the OAM project. So in the interest of time, I'm not going into the details here. Yeah, and last but not least, I want to highlight a few items from CI/CD. So we started now to also integrate platforms external to Eurocom. So until now, almost exclusively all the CI/CD testing was done at Eurocom using hardware that you find in our labs. But now we started to integrate other platforms too, and one good example is Colosseum. So that's the digital twin at Northeastern University that runs OAI, so a complete end-to-end OAI system with their channel emulator in between, and is triggered automatically by the Jenkins instance that's running at OAI. There was quite an effort in documentation and rewriting the contribution guidelines, so they are now hopefully more clear for developers. A lot of effort was put into integrating 702 radio units into the CI framework. So there's now a VVDN radio unit that's in the CI testing. multi-UE testing was improved with the Microsoft UE tester. And so the last two parts are work in progress. One is a real CD, continuous deployment, which is part of the Slices project. So Raymond, last week or 2 weeks ago, he deployed one high-power radio unit from Benetel on our roof with the antenna. And the idea is really to have a continuous service, 5G service running at Eurocom that is being continuously updated with the latest versions of OAI. And that is doable because now we also have a 100 megahertz frequency license in band 77 that we can use here. All right, I think I have used all of my time. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have questions, you can ask me or the developers.
A question about on the G Node B side, maybe that's not the best term now, but with the ODU CU development, right? Would we see that as that progresses, we still be able to continue using OAI with some flavor of /RUCU RUD integrate code so that we can continue to use SDR basically end to end? Over time,
so I'm not sure if I understood everything. Let me try to rephrase. I think there were two questions. If we still continue to have the monolithic G Node B,
yes,
right? And if we still be able to use it with the SDRs, with the USRPs.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
So the answer to both questions is yes, of course. So we'll. I mean, it's true that today we do a lot of. The focus is there's a heavy focus on ORUs. Because finally OpenAir works with ORUs, and these are really the hardware to use when you have an auto deployment. But we, of course, will continue to support USRP. Yes. Did that answer your question, or did I misunderstand?
Yes, I think yes. I just want to get a sense about, we won't lose that support, right? Still being able to try USRP in the field.
Yeah. No, that will not go away.
Still critical, actually. It would be very useful.
That will not go away.
Thanks, Florian, for the presentation. I have three questions, but I hope they will be quick. So the first one is really about you mentioned NTN, and you had the project for the Geo constellation, and you will be doing it also for LEO. Do you already identified a partner for real use case testing, like Eutelsat or SES or others?
Yes, and they will be speaking in the next session, so hold on to your question and ask the next speaker, please.
Okay, so the two others, there's a network exposure function. Do you already envision a specific use case related to the implementation of this core network function?
Ooh. Can I pull a joker? Is Saga here? You have the answer? Okay, Saga is not there. I'm afraid I have to pull a joker and then ask Saga in the break.
Okay. And the last one is about the direct D2D implementation. Okay. This is something that you have not touched for...
Well, the D2D is Sidelink, right?
Yeah, but there is no progress on this one. This is a 4G version, right?
I have to admit the progress stalled a bit, but maybe Raymond, you have a better overview. What's the way forward there?
There are several teams working on Sidelink in parallel, and there was a lot of merging that happened last year that had to get cleaned up because of the mixing of the different implementations coming from different places. But Florian mentioned it. One of the big steps was in the last few months we did bring in some of the code from Fraunhofer. It is now in develop branch. The next step is the other pieces that were done last year. That are in another branch that have to get now resynchronized with the work from Fraunhofer, and then we have a first implementation of Sidelink. But today, if you take the older branch, you can set up a two-node network with an end-to-end service. It's already functional.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Stefan, shall we move on?